Okay, we have Oscar-winning actress Octavia Spencer, but author now as well of Randi Rhodes' Ninja Detective. You've got 2 books in this series at the moment, but this one's called The Sweetest Heist in History, and we're at the Los Angeles Times Festival of Books. Great to have you.
It's great to be here. I tell you, this is an amazing, wonderful event. I love to see people congregating and excited about books and with their families. It's pretty exciting.
Oh, you and me both. The idea of energy and books together and some of the activity that happens here and so many people moving into it's a wonderful thing.
I never felt like a rock star until I wrote about it.
Yeah.
It's like, right,
well,
yeah,
you know, it's funny, you go to these events now and there's people lined up around the block to meet you and to get you to sign their book and do it. It's a totally different event than anything you've probably ever done before.
It's so personal. These are your words that you never thought you would allow anybody else to read, and that, you know, these are my characters, my babies, that I'm a little terrified and excited at the same time.
Oh, but people are so happy to have them. Tell us about how you decided. You said you were scared to bring them out into the world. Now you have. How long have they been in your brain waiting to come on out?
Well, the gestation period of actually writing them down, they've been a part of me for a while. It's actually, the first book, it was it's what I wrote to keep myself sane between auditions and jobs when I first started out. So they've been around for a good 10 to 12 years.
Really, so the characters and everything.
And all of the adventure, and I always know that it's going to be about some sort of treasure hunt.
And you knew it was for kids. You always wanted to write for kids.
Oh, absolutely, because I grew up, when I first started reading, I realized I had a problem. I wasn't a great reader and I thought it was just me, and then I realized it had a name, dyslexia. And what saved my whole reading world and reading life was Encyclopedia Brown. My first grade teacher, Miss Bradford, introduced me to Encyclopedia Brown. I remember having to do reading group and
turning
reading
them
aloud.
upside down to see what Bugs Minny did
Oh,
every time.
I had to wait. I had to wait. And I remember, you know, to stay engaged with the story and the narrative, it was all about trying to figure out what was a clue and what was imperative to solving the big reveal at the end. And that saved my reading life, and I really gravitated toward everything in that genre.
Oh, I love the fact that you love Encyclopedia Brown. I was a huge fan. Bugs and the
The
Tigers,
Boy
and yeah, the Boy Detective, and you know, it was great. I loved it. And I don't know why I almost waited to find out that it was Bugs, but I did. You know, like,
Oh, remember the one where the kid won the race and you find out his egg was hard boiled because
exactly.
you know, the inertia and the raw egg, all of that.
There's a
you
little
know,
science in there always.
Come on,
Yeah.
I love that.
And I forget, now you're doing the same thing. You're drawing people into the reading world, and these characters, you're gonna, you know, you're now in your second one. How many more stories do you have in there? Are they ready to come out, and you're gonna keep sharing them with us?
I hope so. I've outlined a third, and I hope. It's always fascinating to me to get to sort of live out your fantasy. This is my fantasy, and these kids are getting to do everything that I kind of always wanted to do. But it's also empowering to be a part of a mystery because you are actively a part of solving it. And I think helping our kids become better thinkers with deductive reasoning is only going to serve the world, and that's kind of and we want to do it in a fun way.
Yeah.
So that's really one of the things that I'm really most proud of that I've ever gotten to do, like ever.
Well, and kids, they read your books, they know your characters, they're going to come up to you, and it doesn't matter that you've been in movies and that you're an actress. They want to tell you about this character. They've got something to tell you. It's amazing how open and free kids are when they're talking about a book, and when they're talking about characters they love and they feel they know as well as you do, the author, and they want to share something with you. It's a different kind of conversation than you're going to have in any other medium.
And it is the most gratifying. It is the most humbling. And to see, I remember when the light came on for me, and to see that my characters somehow can affect whether or not the light comes on or when that light comes on for a child, when they figure it out, it's really humbling.
Oh, it's incredible. And you talked about the sort of difference in these events from like walking a red carpet, for instance, to being at a bookstore and having people line up and they just want a couple seconds with you. They just want to tell you something. They want to look in your eyes and they want to tell you something about the book. You're going to have more of those, but those feelings also have to be kind of fun and humbling.
They are the most special moments when Today, I just had my book signing event, and one of the little girls said, I finished book 1 in line, and my favorite was when they were on the stakeout together, and it was like, ah, that was my favorite part to write, and them almost getting caught. And she was already cracking book 2, and that is what, I don't know, it gave me wings today.
You have to make time to do this. This is like, you have a busy career. It's not like you're just sitting around with like extra time on your hands, and yet this is something you're obviously deciding is going to be an important part of your life, and you want to keep doing it.
It is an important part of my life. The thing for those of us who felt like we were bad readers, it affects your self-esteem, and reading will be a part. It is an integral part of your entire life. I mean, it's sitting here, it says Social Work Center right out in front of the building. You're going to have to read. So why not make it enjoyable for kids, empower them, and I wanted to write characters that were aspirational as well as inspirational, but they're all flawed. And we are all flawed as human beings. And if you start in the formative years giving kids the wings that they need, or just the foundation, they can do so much. And I am grateful that I had wonderful educators, and I had a mother who knew that the key out of poverty was education for me and my siblings. I want every child to know that it doesn't have to be my book, just any book. Read.
After you read all those Encyclopedia Brown books, did you keep reading? Did that spur something that was lifelong for you?
Absolutely. I read Jupiter Jones, the Boxcar Children, Trixie Belden. I mean, I read Nancy Drew and the Hardy Boys, of course. The genre, it just captivated my imagination. I felt powerful when I got it right. And you know what? I'm that friend in a movie. I always figure out that plot twist because of the logical,
because Trixie Belden taught you.
Exactly. I know who was in the closet at the party.
Well, I think that the kids are going to be waiting for the next.
Thank you.
And I don't know if you have a limit, or if you're just going to keep on going, if you're going to bring up a new series, but we love that you're in this game. We want you to keep going.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Rich.
And it's really special to have you here. So nice to meet you.
Pleasure's all mine.
Thanks so much, Octavia.